Right, that's the motor in place. I've tested it, it worked beautifully. And what I've done is the original cog I've screwed back on and glued in position just to give me a finger knob, so that when I'm zeroing the Dremel onto the surface, I don't drive it to the surface. I can drive it down to just above the surface, and then I can move the knob and move it up and down. Okay, I thought I'd just show you that. A simple thing. Because of the modification I've had to do to the Z-axis, i.e. this, I can't get the nut onto the, right, so I can see it, yeah, onto the adjuster bar, threaded bar that came through from the back, so I'm having to do a modification. Now, what I plan to do is put a bar across there with a piece of timber screwed on the back, and then I can take the weight of the Z-axis. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Right, so I'm having to do a modification to the Z-axis to take some of the weight, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be putting this bar there like that, and the reason for the modification you'll see later on, but the bar will take the weight of the Z-axis, but the wheel that I use for adjusting will still run along the bar at the back. I've made it more fluid and everything take some of the strain off the motor, because with the Dremel on it's getting quite heavy. Right, so what we're going to do is just pop a pilot hole in here. What I've done is I've come in 15mm and down 10, because we're only putting a small bolt in and most of the pressure will be downwards anyway, so there won't be any pressure coming this way. And in spotting that hole, I've realised that it's too close to this bar, so I've got to come this way. So I should be making this 10mm by 10mm, and I've already marked this side, so I'm going to remark it. And then once I've done that, I'll put a pilot drill through and the final drill through for the bolt. Okay, I'll come back, I'll bring you back when I'm ready to put the bar in position. Okay, this lamp of mine is supposed to be up here, but I've shortened it down because that's where I wanted it to be, which left me a spare rod. So what I decided to do with it, as you know, I'm a recycled nut, so this is what's going to support my Z-axis. And in my box of, turn the screen over so you can see what people are seeing. In my box of washing machine parts, bolts, nuts, you name it, I found the correct threaded the bolt, and I found some nuts that quite comfortably go over the bolts. Now I've drilled the holes to clear these bolts, okay, and all I'm doing is putting a nut on for a spacer. I mean, you might get a rod that's exactly the right size, but this one is shorter, so all I'm doing is screwing it into the bolts and do the same on the other side. And get the bolt out of the way so I can get it in. Why is nothing never the same on camera? Eh? Right. And it's literally, you don't even need to be finger tight enough, but what I'd recommend you do is just nip them up with a spanner or Allen key or angled screwdriver, depending on what bolt you use and what bar you use. It doesn't matter if it's painted, because that will wear down through friction eventually, but for what this machine is going to be doing, it's not a problem. Right, now I'm going to take it out a little bit so you can see this bit. See, I got the zooming a bit better this time. Right, now I've cut a piece of block, spare piece of MDF, and that is going to, I'll do it right on the edge here so you can see it better. That's going to sit like that, excuse me, and I've already drilled the holes for it, and in it will be a slot. I'm going to make a slot, and that is good. The slot will then take our adjusting wheel, so the wheel can still run along the bar but keep the keep the Z-axis at the right distance, not the right distance, vertical and parallel to the gantry. The bar is taking the weight of the Z-axis. I'm pressing down quite hard on there, and this is just guiding it at the correct parallel alignment. So I'm going to cut the slot now, mount this, I'll screw it onto the Z-axis and then show you the finished results. Okay? See you in a bit.